Okay, so in continuing the Mega Man series, I just finished Mega Man 3. Um, Challenge is definitely there in this one. Um, I know when I was a kid, I had rented this and beat it over a weekend, like rented it on a Friday night, and over the weekend just played it like all weekend long and had beaten it. I think that might have been the last time I played it. I was probably, I don't know, 12 years old, or however old I was when this came out originally. But challenge is definitely there in this one. It's not the hardest game I ever played or anything like that, but I found myself making notes and figuring out which weapons worked on which enemies. I didn't look any of that stuff up online or in any old books or anything like that. I just stuck to it and figured it all out on my own. However many years later, and because I really didn't remember anything about this game. The only thing I remembered was the last version of Dr. Wily. You need Top Man. It's like the only time that weapon comes in handy in the whole game is the top spin or whatever it's called. The Top Man Mega Man spins around. It's the only time you need that is to defeat the last version of Dr. Wily at the very end. That's the only thing I could remember because I remember being so frustrated and trying to figure out how to beat him for hours and hours and hours, and that was finally like the last thing that you try because you don't use it at any other point in the game. But yeah, this one doesn't really have any sort of like Metal Man, Metal Blade that you can just use on everything. All the weapons are kind of good for like one or two things, and that's pretty much it. It's just kind of you have to try and flip around to your different weapons all the time. Used a lot of the blade, I don't know what it is, the star blade or whatever. Used a lot of that. Used a lot of the snake weapon. You have to use a lot of the hard knuckle. It's like the big fist that you shoot. You have to use a lot of that. But there isn't just kind of one go-to weapon that you can just leave on all the time, like in Mega Man 2. Like using the metal blade for pretty much everything. There isn't really a weapon like that in this one. It's just kind of, you just have to flip around to all the different weapons like all the time. So great game. Unfortunately, my copy of this I had to really work hard to get running. I had to clean it out with Q-tips and alcohol about 20 times, and this is actually the first time in about 2 weeks, or at least a solid week since I've been playing this, that I've gotten it to run without lines and stuff on the screen. So I finally got it going. It was just like, I'm sitting down and finishing this, so I did. The last level is, I don't want to say too bad or too easy. It's kind of a pushover in the fact that they give you a lot of one-ups and they give you a lot of power-ups and they give you a lot of